So, as the new Premier League approaches, there are certain rules which are going to be changed, of course, in the Premier League in terms of the refereeing. And I'm just going to visit them and just give you my thoughts on them. And I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Are you excited over the new season? And do you feel like the referees will really do a better in terms of like how they judge their better decision this season than they did last season? Because I feel like even the Premier League being decided, there were so many errors which led to give other teams advantage over the others. For example, if I'm to look at my club Liverpool, I remember the Odegaard basketball incident at Anfield. If that was given, that's a penalty on our side. Or maybe let's talk about Jeremy Dogo putting his foot on McAllister's chest. If it was given, that could have been 6 points that Liverpool would have gained from these two teams, which they were fighting with in the season. But I'm not saying that that was going to help us as well. We had that weird capitulation where we fell out of the league. But I'm talking about the importance of officiating. I'm talking about what we expect from our referees, because we don't want incidents like the Luis Diaz goal which went in and somehow it was ruled on as offside. We don't want like some of the decisions which have been made, like that goal that Newcastle scored against Arsenal, in which all of us were really, it was really difficult for us to admit, but the fact of the matter, when you look at that decision, it was very suspicious. So when the Premier League are making up new rules in the beginning of the seasons, of course we want change. We want them to actually do better so that we don't have to complain about these things time and time again, because it's costing our teams so many times. So when I'm going through this, I want to hear your thoughts. Do you feel like are the only decisions which they have to highlight or maybe work on, or maybe there are other decisions that you feel like this Premier League and the referees have actually to be serious over and do some serious decisions over this? So, like I said, click the like button, subscribe to the Connect as we get into it. So, I'm going to be reading from what was reported here. So, as the Premier League season approaches, new rules are set to be introduced in 2024-2025 season, according to this. So, firstly, stoppage time will be shorter, only added if goal celebration exceeds over 30 seconds. Yeah, we had a problem of games being played at 116 and 120 or something like that, even giving about 10 minutes in a game or even 30 minutes. I don't know whoever came up with that idea, what he was thinking. We saw so many players being cautioned with yellow cards over silly things because of this, and I just feel like, or I thought at that time that with the season, with so many games that are to be played, and you want your Premier League to keep advertising you to the world, making your player play overtime when they're playing in 3 days, that doesn't help, because so many injuries happen. And when so many injuries happens, the average viewer of the Premier League who comes in to just enjoy good football disappears when there's no longer that good football, because there are people who just watch the Premier League not because they support any club, but they enjoy the football in it. So the fact that the Premier League are working on this, and they're really thinking and considering that, okay, this will not really benefit us in the long term because we are losing so many of our stars, the ones we want to continue. Let's try to, by all means, to limit the time we put. 4 minutes maximum was okay. 5 minutes was okay. If there's maybe a major injury, maybe we can go to 7, or maybe when the celebrations, like they're saying, above 30 seconds, in which sometimes the teams have to be told to do better. Remember, Man City were just cautioned by the Premier League for taking time from leaving the dressing room when it's half time, because that wastes time, that eats up the time which is needed to be played. Because remember, these games are televised, and sometimes other TV stations or whatever, they want to make sure that after this game they go to the next, and sometimes in situations like this doesn't make it easier for other television sources that offers football. So that's an interesting one that I've heard as well. Semi-automated offside will start after September international break. My question is that why is it starting in September? I actually expected it to start in the beginning of January. Of August, when the first boys kicked, when the Premier League actually starts. Why do we have to take it to September? The reason why I'm talking, I just gave you an example in the beginning of the video where I was talking about the Luis Diaz incident, where he was 100% onside, but yet the referee in the VAR room ruled him as offside. So these are the things that you would expect that they're worked on. These are the things that you expect that they change. And the fact that we're going to go the whole of August, and maybe when the international break comes, I'm not even sure if it's coming the beginning of September or maybe the second week of September. That's so many games which would have already been played, in which if there are some crazy controversial offside decision, that will also cause chaos in the Premier League. This is a rule that has been put. Most of the cameras that of the teams that are in the Champions League, they're already using the semi-automatic this. So why are we wasting time? The cameras are there. Just get the thing started. I feel like it's a good idea, of course, to have this, because I do believe it's fast, quick. It doesn't need someone to keep drawing lines. One thing that was also irritating, and I think we're going to see it in August because they said that this starts in next September, is to see somebody trying to make a line from the other side to the other side, wait for him to move it. That is so irritating. We just want to enjoy football. We want football to move on. And situations like this, things like this, cause chaos in football. So as much as they're saying that this will change, we'll just take their words, but I felt like it should have been done earlier than what they're saying, which is, I feel like, in my eyes, later in September. Players who are not captain will be automatically carded if they confront referees. Football is an emotional sport. That's something that everyone knows, and I don't think that needs to be explained. Of course, the players are going to be told that if you go this and do whatever you do with the referee, you're getting a yellow card. If you come and confront the referees expect the captains to do so. Of course, it makes sense. They want a form of leadership and organization. I get it. But in terms of situations where the decision, the player feels like it's the wrong one, if he complains, does he get a yellow card? Without going to the referee, just raising his head or maybe just jumping on the spot, does he get a yellow card? These are the things that they need to look at. Unless he comes and tries to challenge the referee in a situation like we saw with the Vinicius Jr. in the Super League game which was played yesterday in the Super Cup, I felt like there was a moment where he should have been carded, because I think he was challenging the referee and the player had gone down. And there are players who take advantage of other players who are already emotionally invested in the game, in which that they're going to be doing small things just to offend the player, just to get him rattled, so that if he takes it with the referee, he gets a yellow card. So it's a tricky one, but we'll see. I have to understand that one thing that they're asking for, of course, is of organization. So it's going to be interesting to see how they use that through, how exactly it's going to be influential in terms of how situations happen. So I'm really excited over this one. Referees will also no longer automatically give yellow cards for non-deliberate handballs. Things that not only yellow cards, I think they actually have to say free kicks. There's sometimes when situations happen that you cannot control and the ball hits your head, your leg, your hand, and they call it handball. These guys have been giving yellow cards for those situations. There are players who actually got a red card for some crazy yellow cards of handball. So because they're actually working on that, I believe that would benefit so many teams and players in the Premier League. So these are the only 1, 2, 3, 4 that has been put on. I expected more, but that's what we're being given for now, people. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about these rules which are being added in the Premier League? Can they benefit the Premier League as whole, or can they keep opening up or leaving a gap in the situation? Let me know in the comment section. Click the like button, subscribe to the Connect. I'm out. I'm your host, Sam. So don't forget to click the like button and go subscribe to the Football Connect LFC. The best way you can support us, because there's a lot of things that is coming. So thank you very much for watching. I'm out. I'll see you on another one. Peace. Subscribe.